Let's dive right into the heart and soul of all pub grub. Well, I'm not talking about any old fish and chips. We're talking light crispy beer batter, unbelievable chips, tangy tartar sauce, and good old peas served the way they were meant to. Some may say it can only be had at the pub, but I reckon with a bit of time and care it's going to be just as good, if not better, right here at home. Let's get cooking. Fish and chips can be made in so many ways, but for proper pub style at home it's all about taking your time to get the best out of each element. So to start with, there are a couple things to prepare the night before. If you want to make your own chips to get that nice thick pub-like chip, we need to get them cleared of all the starch so they can fry properly. There's only one potato suitable for the job, and that's the British Maris Piper. Peel and cut into nice big chunky chips, and rinse in cold water till the water runs clear. Then, because these are much bigger than skinny French fries, we'll actually soak them in cold water overnight to draw out all that excess starch and prevent any discoloration. The other element is our fish batter. For real pub fish, it's got to be a beer batter. Keeps it light and crispy from the bubbles, as well as having great flavour. For the best results, I recommend a 50-50 mix of lager and ale to get that extra golden colour and flavour in. Drop into a bowl flour, seasoning, and a touch of turmeric to help get that golden colour. Mixed in before pouring in the beer while mixing. Maybe do a better job securing your bowl than I did. Eventually you should have a yellowy green, very thin batter. Don't worry, that's what's expected. Thin batter keeps the coating light and very crisp, and that colour will turn a beautiful dark golden brown in the oil. Now we want to chill that overnight, as when cold batter hits piping hot oil, it immediately goes crispy instead of soggy. Then grab a nightcap and get some rest. The following day, it's time to get things in motion. Now is when you'll want to get the tartar sauce ready. Making it early lets it thicken up while we cook everything else. The main component is mayonnaise, and absolutely it's worth making yourself. Couldn't be easier as well. In a tall container, drop in an egg and a bit of mustard and white wine vinegar. Blend it a tiny bit, and then pour in a neutral oil like rapeseed while blending. Look at that container spin. And then, before your eyes, a glorious creamy mayo is formed. Season generously, and I guarantee you that's a million times better than anything from the shops. Add to that some finely diced cornichons, grated shallots, and fresh herbs such as dill, tarragon. You can add a bit of parsley as well. Often people add capers, but I prefer without. Mix it all up, and that is done. Delicious. Pop that in the fridge, and grab the chips while you're at it. Now these have had a good soak, and should be pretty sturdy having got rid of all that starch. Making chips is an experiment, I will say. Loads of different tips and methods. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. My advice is don't stress too much about getting it perfect. What I'm going to show you is just one way to get a crispy, fluffy chip. But I'm using one key ingredient which guarantees the flavour is incredible every time. Before we get to that though, I'm going to parboil the chips slightly to help get the middle cooked through. Drop them into some very well salted boiling water for about 5 to 7 minutes. They should still be slightly raw when they come out. Place them across in one layer onto some kitchen towel, and then cover with the tea towel to dry out. Best place is the fridge, as it's a very dry environment. Now this next stage is optional but highly recommended. I saw this from a pub chef once and I can't believe I didn't do it before. The main star of this dish is obviously the fish. A lot of places using haddock these days, basically any white fish fits the dish. I've got classic cod. Now you could drop these straight into the batter and then fry, but if we want to reach that unbelievable, delicious pub grub level, we've got to go one step further, by curing the fish. This makes the fish a lot sturdier during the frying process, as well as making it taste even better. Mix together 140 grams of salt with 60 grams sugar, and then zest in a lime and lemon. Then cut your fish pieces into your desired shape, and coat fully in that cure. The extra zesty elements are really going to make the fish sing. Leave that for about 30 minutes, and then crucially wash off all the cure. Even if you're not ready to cook yet, we don't want to be over curing it and making it inedible. Now at this point we can give our chips their second cook. They'll be nice and dried out, and here's where the key to flavorful, amazing triple cooked chips comes in. Forget peanut oil or whatever other oil you've tried when deep frying chips. It's all about duck fat. This is liquid gold. Incredible flavour and a high melting point makes it perfect for frying any potato, and especially deep frying chips. Get at least 2 jars worth into a large Dutch oven and heat up to 190 degrees Celsius. Warning, make sure your hob has enough power to reheat the fat. Once you drop the chips in, the temperature drops significantly, and it's important to get it back up quickly. And as I found out, my tabletop hob I use for filming, not strong enough, so my chips ended up overcooking slightly on the outside as I needed to fry them for longer. But you know.
It happens.
What, shit?
Sometimes.
Anyway, in small batches to not overcrowd the chips, fry them off in the duck fat for 4 to 5 minutes. They should still be fairly bland in colour, but cooked all the way through. Then it's repeat the process, spread out on a kitchen towel, cover in tea towel, and back in the fridge until right before you're ready to eat. There's one more component to complete this dish, and we want to get this ready before all the deep frying begins. That's the peas. You may have seen simple boiled peas rolling around some plates of fish and chips, but any good pub would not settle for that, and neither will we. Crushed peas, sometimes affectionately known as mushy peas, is one of the best sides Britain has ever come up with. It's the glorious, vibrant, fresh summer peas enhanced with butter and flavour and crushed into an almost mashed potato-like consistency that you find yourself shoveling down before you've even touched the fish and chips. And it is so easy to make as well, you can't go wrong. Add in some shallots and crushed garlic clove and let soften with butter. After about 5 or 6 minutes, add in your peas, frozen or fresh, and let simmer on a low heat until the peas are cooked. Then, with a few pulses of a blender, you'll have perfect pub peas that you can keep warm while we finish the fish and chips. Now it's time for the main event. If you compare the chip to the fish definitely holds its crispiness better over time, so definitely fry the fish first and then chips last. To batter our fish properly, we want a very thin flour coating, which I've seasoned a bit, and then we will drop into our chilled batter from last night. Let that drip off, then immediately put that into the oil. Don't set it down, as all that batter is just going to run off. Now be sure to hold the fish a bit in the oil to avoid it sinking and getting stuck to the bottom. Then just lay down and fry for 4.5 minutes. You can even pour a bit of the batter directly on top to get some more craggly bits to form on top. Then when the fish is ready, out will come out a beautiful golden brown crispy chunk of wonderful flaky fish. Drain that on a bit of a paper towel and immediately hit with some salt, and you've got pub standard deep fried fish. Repeat for the remaining fish pieces, and then it's the turn of the chips. Same procedure as last time, fat to 190 degrees and fry for a few minutes until the right golden colour. Or in my case, slightly darker because of my induction hob mishaps. The margin for error is pretty good though, as they are still incredibly tasty, crispy, I'll let you judge, and wonderfully soft and fluffy on the inside. Now all that's left is to plate up. So many pubs these days are going for that straight onto chopping board style, so let's do that. Pile up the chips and then sit atop your fish. Make room for extras, and voila, a gorgeous, true to pub style fish and chips made right here at home. You can simplify a few steps if preferred and it will still be damn fine, but for this level of deliciousness, take your time with each step and you'll find it no problem to cook. I've got plenty more pub recipes to check out if you're in the mood for more. Otherwise, stop wasting time, get in there. Now get cooking, dig in, and I'll see you all in the next video.